Welcome gamers to episode 13 of Shadow Empire. My name is DasTactic. Welcome to the channel. Hope you've been enjoying the series. We're sort of in a situation at the moment where we've just built our first armoured brigade, our light armour brigade, and we're about to sort of start the attacks. In fact, we've got no choice. This is the front line through here. We're actually in this location, sort of surrounded by the white border. Back over through here, we actually have the enemy. And there, you can see there are a lot more territory than we've got. They'll have a lot more forces than we've got as well. Like we are playing with a Nemesis player, which actually does start off with a lot of advantages. Plus, we are playing in hard mode, which does give them a lot. Now, you can see there's like a mountain range, and I'll show you this on the actual map itself, but this is now becoming... This will become a very, very important strategic position for us. We're going to need to manage that one fairly effectively. First of all, we'll have to get to this area, block it off with our other troops, and then potentially move everyone around to then go through this gap. This is the one gap into their actual home territories. We may be able to burst our way through and get a bridgehead on the other side of the mountains. We don't know that just yet. But we do have other problems. So let's go back and have a quick look at the history of what actually happened in the last turn. And so if we just go through, there's actually 29 steps. When we click on each one of these, like if I just go across and click on one, we'll see different movement. Like there's been movement into there. There's been movement up the top there. So we'll just keep on seeing more movement back into where that is there. More movement, I think. More movement back into this side. More movement. So they're actually now compressing it on the front line, building up, and then they did an attack where they've got some of their machine gunners, their grenadiers, Sturmers, their little light tanks, and Wehrkant. I don't know what that actually is in through there, but they had sort of minimal numbers of different things coming back through against our forces here. Now, we had like a lot of militia back in through this side, and our militia did take some damage, but our actual riflemen and whirlwinds, which are our machine gunners, did a good job. Back in through here, we can see that we actually killed off 600 of theirs, and we lost 400, and we also lost some trucks as well. So nothing, not a big loss, but they're just trying to sort of squeeze us out of that location. So they all attacked from different angles. This is why you want to have sort of straight lines, because they would have got a concentric bonus against us. I really, really wish the game actually showed the actual battle logs for these attacks. Even if it was just kept for one turn, it would be so handy, but it doesn't. Vic, if you're watching this at some point, please add those battle logs. It's because it does play the battles out. They still get played out. Then we've got number 10, which is more movement back up to the top there. More movement down through this side as well. And then we're seeing an attack going in this side. We had some Grenadier 2s that were actually in through this side. That actually Grenadier. Oh, that's them attacking. Sorry, they lost one of those against our blitzers. So we had tanks in through there. Not a problem. Our guys did a little bit of damage, but there's nothing that they could really do. Just go to the next one. They build up again, moving further down the south. So we're seeing more and more of them moving up into here, and this is when they start to then cause a problem. Now, if we just have a bit of a look up through here, we've got a road that is keeping everything going. Now, I left this open, and I should have closed that gap. I sort of left it a bit too open for them. The reason that I didn't worry is because if they do move in, I can then sort of surround them a bit more easily, but that is the only way that we actually have supply coming back down into all of these different troops down the bottom here. So it's a bit susceptible. So a bit more movement. They're feeding into there, which normally is good, except that they've now cut the road off. So they've gone and cut the road off. They keep on moving across, moving back into position, and now we're starting to see some movement over this side. And I don't know who that is. It looks like it's from a different group, but I don't know which group that would be from. Moving down towards our territories, which is not good. I don't know who that is up there. And that's it. That's all we can actually sort of see through there. So that's the actual history. So I don't often look at the histories, but often it is good to just at least know what's going on. Actually, that's them. They've broken through into here. Now we're going to need to move forces back across onto that river. I'm assuming we're going to be okay there. That gives us a nice river protection back that side. Let's keep this guy where he is. That should be enough to stop them from crossing. They may be able to cross down through here, but then they're going to get isolated. So we may have to go back for them. It's just important that we do control this area. I mean, it would be handy to have a second one up there, but I won't worry about it just yet. We've done okay there, just with the forces sort of sitting back in there. Now, down in here, this is where we've got our first light armor is really now ready to really hit hard. Now, you can see there we've got a little black indicator, which means that we didn't get any supply this turn. And if I go and have a look at this particular unit, for example, my actual goal was to take a big bite out of this. And now we're going to have to probably take a smaller bite just to sort of control maybe through here. That may sort of work, where we can sort of do a little bit of damage and surround each of these, but we are going to have to take this one back. So we're going to need to get a tank group back up that way, and I don't have any tank groups there. I've got a tank group there, and I've got 2 tank groups back this way, but they've now got no supply. So if we click on the second light armor, and then we go down and click on the actual supply down there, you'll see it's got 0. And so this is what it's currently got. Like, it'll tell you through here that you've got the it was asking for 2 replacements, it received 0. It was asking for 135 fuel, received 0. It was asking for 3 food, received 0. And it's asking for 11 ammo and received 0. What it's got in its current stocks is only 69 out of 200 fuel, which is not going to keep it going for very long. That's why it's just got such a small amount that it can actually it can't even attack. Like, it's actually that weak because it came in with hardly any fuel. It's got the food per turn. Essentially, the upkeep food consumption is 3 food, and so it needs 3 food, and it's now got 0 of 6. So it's actually got no more food left. So we have to get food for it this next turn, which means we have to destroy this. We have to reopen this road up. We've got the ammo is fine. So 28 of 39 ammo is not a problem. So that one can't really do anything. The one above it, though, is actually different. This one actually has been sitting here, even though it received no food this turn, it's still, and even though it's got no food, it actually did consume everything that it required. So it's got no supply that was coming in, but it actually is fully stocked with fuel and with ammo. So we can make use of this one here. Now, I'm probably going to need to have it go back to attack this. But we're going to need to get across to this location over here. So we're going to need to sort of hit both of these areas, I think, just to sort of get this road back under control. So we'll move this one up, and I won't push it out because I want to actually capture this. I'm going to go and hit this one, which is in full supply. So this one did actually receive all of its food. So it's actually it was up to 10. It's eaten 5. It's got 5 left. So we've got 18 to 1 odds. Now this should be fine. We'll just go in with just the 1 unit.
Yes, sir. We're going in.
These shouldn't be able to compete with our tanks. Our tanks are so much better. It retreated, and it retreated back to the other location. Now, I'm going to move this one up into this position and leave this tank. I'm not going to actually move it. This one's now surrounded, so we now want to just kill it off with this tank unit.
Yes, sir. We're going in.
And again, we were out of supply, but this will now open up the roads.
Mission completed.
Got it. We had one of our tanks retreat, but we did actually kill off all of theirs. So that was a good result, and we now have the road now open for the next round. So that's good. They're going to have trouble breaking through there again. So what I might do is I might even just leave it for one more turn. What we've got is we've got some supplies came into this one here. You can see there that it requested 20, it got received 10. It's there's no little messages. Like if we go back and have a look at this one here, for example, there's a pickup issue. So unit was not able to find a pickup point on a road with logistical points within its operational logistical range. And so it couldn't get back and get what it needed. By having this road open, we're then going to have enough logistical points to then start to feed back into what we require through here. This one here has still got a lot of fuel, so this one actually can still manoeuvre. Can't do too much, but we'll just leave that one where that is. And this one only requires food. So we're close with this one being able to do what it needs. The others are all okay. They've sort of they've been fed, which is all that they care about, like kids. Now we've got the second infantry there through there. They're okay. These are now in position. I think it's just a matter now of just waiting one more turn. Now we've got more infantry there. Let's just move the infantry up to there and into here, just to make it a bit more difficult for them to break through onto that road. That leaves the armour ready to go there. And So what we need is just for that logistics to sort of then keep on kicking back through. We've still got 401 metal. Let's just go back to our replacement troops. Now we've still got 3 of those. We've brought out all of the armour that we actually had. We've still got five more armour that we need to bring in. We can get 4. That'll be okay. Okay, so and everything else is actually okay. The machine gunner. I'll just get 1 more spare there. I might just get a few more infantry as well. Just keep them floating around. Okay, so we've almost got enough tanks. There's only going to be 1 tank left. As long as we can get the supply really running down properly down through this side, and then we should be able to attack nicely with these guys. These guys are at complete readiness. They've got. They just need 1 more replacement essentially to then come back through. They didn't quite get all the replacements that they required. Everything else is looking very, very good there. I've got to say, they're building the other guys are now building at that particular location themselves. This is the private sector. We can now see that these guys have been wandering off. So let's go and move up and just take. Let's take this area just so that they can't really sort of encroach back in again, and we'll do the same up this way as well. We'll just start to sort of push forward. Not going to need much that side, so let's move these back down across as well. Now we had the armoured cars. The armoured cars we're going to bring right back home. I don't like there's strategic movement and normal movement. I'm just using normal movement because if we use strategic movement, their readiness will go right down, and I do want them to be attacking. Our fuel is going backwards, so we probably will take that fuel supply back off them as well. These guys are sitting back in here, so we'll start to now get ready to attack the various creatures and elements that are back in that location. Okay, that's all fine. I think we can move this one back across now as well. That one's okay. I might just keep this here just in case we need it, but I don't think we will. I think we're going to be able to now sort of start to move pretty effectively from here once we sort of get past this point. So we've got 5 decisions. Policy speech. Average soldier's morale reaches at least 83%. Mining assets reach at least 6. We're going to grab that one next turn anyway. Military Research Council objectives. Now the quad machine gun is a useful one to get. I might start that one, I think. The others are all to do with aircraft. The helicopter engine is a good one for us as well. It does allow us to design helicopters. Maybe we'll grab that one now, so we can start to sort of get helicopters, so we can get into those hills. Now, I'm still not going to do anything here just yet. I've got a fair bit saved up, so we'll just postpone for now until we actually really need to build something special. Major worker strike in Kirkwall. We'll pay that. Now we're running out of money a little bit. We may have to sort of go and get something else. New commander for the 2nd Light Infantry. I will actually go back to the strat cards. We'll find somebody like just a military commander there. So we'll bring one of those in, and not really all that great. Look, that'll be okay for what we need here. These guys don't have to be great. I did want to get someone good for the tanks, because they're going to have such an important role to play in the coming attacks. We're going to be sort of surrounding units, gobbling them up, and then just really blitzing forward. And it's going to take quite some effort to do that. We want them fully rested and ready to go. Everything else is looking good there. We've done all the decisions, so let's just end our turn here. And then what we don't want is for them to be able to somehow break through here and get to this. In fact, what I might do is just move the leadership back to that position, just to make it even more difficult for them to hit the road. I should actually show why that leader, again, is just so good. He doesn't have any heroism, which means he's not going to leave his tank to go and he's not going to sort of lead from the front, which is something you don't want in your leaders. You don't want like good leaders fighting. Here we go. We're seeing aircraft now coming in to try to attack this location. So they're still trying to attack. We're seeing other attacks going in. They're not doing too much damage. They've broken through at the bottom there. That doesn't worry me, because we're going to have them cut off. I've just got to control it, that's all. Just contain it. But as soon as we take that town, that's going to be Yeah, we killed 800 infantry and 50 tanks. We lost 400 infantry, 10 motorised and 10 tanks. Here we go. Population happiness is actually now higher or equal. That's good. Now that's actually something else we can now go and change. If that's the case, let's just move through all of those. Yeah, we've got the low treasury. We're going to have to get on top of that one. Let's fix that one straight away. Sell the rare earths. Yep, we'll sell those off. Now the other thing we need to do is just have a quick run through, just see what we actually do need from here. We'll just cancel that one for a second. That gets our money situation under control. Also, Kirkwall is actually still, if we have a look at Kirkwall, it's an unincorporated zone. The other two are actually incorporated. It's time to bring this one across. The happiness is okay. So I think we'll now sort of start to move this one across. So we'll just go back into Kirkwall itself. We'll call the governor. And we will give zone orders. And we want to incorporate, make this into a regular zone. Confirm the orders into there. All right, and we've got a new organisation we can bring in. I might bring in the Air Force Research Council because I think we're going to be making use of them. Probably more so than the Applied Science Council at this stage. Although, no, maybe we'll just leave it for a little while. We'll just leave it back. So I'll just go none at this point. We can always come back and grab that one again. I want to just keep things going with the military council at this point in time. And the order of battle operational is going to be the motorised heavy machine gun or the heavy siege. I'll go motorised heavy machine gun. Neither one of them is great, but that will be fine. So these have now broken through into different areas, but we still have supply. They're not able to do too much. They're not all that strong. That's why I wanted to leave this one back, just in case they did actually make their way back through. You can see we're now getting supplies all the way back and through this side on this road. So that's actually working fairly well. This one here is going to have its readiness down fairly low. So it did do some attacks, but we're actually okay. So everything is good there. This one here did get cut off a little bit. I'm going to move this one back in just to put pressure back on whatever actually did move back through that side. But once we take Belch, they're not going to be able to do too much else. What have we got in Belch? We've got a biofuel plant, an airbase and hot baths. All right, I think it's time. It is time. Now, what I would like to do is to push pretty hard with some of these tanks, but neither of these are, or the readiness is fairly low, which just makes them a bit of a problem. This one here is 86, which is not too bad. Let's push forward.
Yes, sir. We're going in.
There's probably going to be some nasty surprises with things hidden away.
Mission completed.
So we're still hitting pretty hard, and we should see the operational HQ should actually give us better benefits than what we're seeing through there. We'll just see if there's anything up here that really sort of that something that we're going to be interested in. I want to dominate this one as well, so we're just going to push this one straight south. Actually, that's not going to quite do it. I've got 3 tank groups up there. Actually, I've got 4 tanks available. Got this one as well. Let's do that. 17 to 1. Let's smash this.
Send in the cavalry.
So this is the start of the Blitzkrieg.
Mission completed.
We want to destroy as many of their forces as possible. So I've got 2 tanks that can then go back in against this one here, plus these if I want them to. That's now been cut off. And there's a fair few tank groups in there. Now I'm looking at the action points to see what the most, there's 29 to there, 44 to there. So I'm better off going to there with an attack. I can actually move up into there and do an attack as well, which will give me a concentric bonus. So let's just go and do that. And again, we've got the 29 there. Let's just take both of these tanks in and we'll just go back and grab all of these. And so we've now got it surrounded at a 4 to 1. So let's just see if we can somehow do some damage here.
Send in the cavalry.
It's probably going to be more difficult than we want. But we are doing damage. Yeah, so we didn't quite get it all finished, but we've got them surrounded. And we do have tanks now in all of the locations where they can get supply into that particular group. We've left a bit of a gap in through there, which doesn't really worry me that much. They'll be wanting to break out through here. This is where they'll come. and our tanks should be able to do the job there. Whatever's in here will run rampant, but there's not really a lot it can do there. So I don't need to really worry too much about what it's doing. These in through this side. Do I need to do anything with that? Probably not really. Let's just cut off the supplies. There, we've just done that. That's just gotten rid of the supplies there. That will probably be hit, and we'll have to retreat, but it shouldn't really have too many troubles. So that's got the supply out of that one. This one's okay where that is. Leave that one where that is. Let's have a quick look at the replacement troops. You've got 2 armour. Get 3 just for safety. All right. Got infantry. We've got machine guns. We've got buggies. So we've got a few leftovers now. That's good. We're sort of now heading in the right direction. This one here is something that we need to contain. We're not pushing anything back at the top there. We've now taken this one. Let's just keep where we are. And that pushes it back. Just keep that one where that is. We don't know where they're going to come out from over this side. Ultimately, that's where we want to end up. But with what we've got at this stage, that's all okay as well. We don't know what's in here, but we'll be able to find that with the armoured cars. Speaking of armoured cars, let's move them up towards these fights. And we'll just start to sort of work our way through here. Now these are a little bit out of supply. Now we've got a lot of industrial points, so we'll just go back to road building. Just go to the dirt road. Build these up. Now, we're not seeing much in the way of points coming back up this way, but that should still be okay. If you have a look at the used points, yeah, they're getting all that they need from there. They've sort of maximised what they're up to. That's fine. Just go back to current points again. It's going to be out of supply, but I just want to gobble this one up a little bit. Let's just keep that one back there until we can deal with it. Then we just need to put garrisons out on those locations ultimately, once we sort of clear those out. All right, but this is where the fun is. This is where the fun is. So we've now cut that one off. We've now cut this one off. These guys will possibly have to now break back through here. They'll probably just come into here. They may push this one back out of the way. Again, if we lose that one, it doesn't really matter that much. It's all looking pretty healthy. Done everything now. I've got a funny feeling there was something I meant to do, and I can't think of what it actually is. I was going to talk about the leader here. So when we have a look back at the Oscar Water Rock, one thing that you look for in leaders is the heroic factor lower than 50. So value from 0 to 100. The higher the value, the more heroic and principled the leader is. The lower the more of a coward the leader is. The high heroic leaders will be less likely to turn corrupt or to rebel against you, but they will also be more likely to fight in the front lines. So we don't want that either. So 35, I'm actually happy with. So that's okay. His corruption is 0 anyway. Ambition is high. I think he's good. I think he is good. He may turn into a problem at some point later in the game, but at this stage he is fine. This one here is going to keep on wandering around. I think what we'll do is we'll just block it off from being able to really manoeuvre all that easily. Let's just move this one in so that it's now cut off as well. Now they're going to attack that one. Let's just move this one up. Move the second infantry back into that location, just so that this one can't really move anywhere. That's going to then also cause them where they're going to try to come and rescue that particular character. What I might do is I might move these back out the way as well. Just move them back one, just so we end up with a straight line. We don't know what's in there. We've got 37 recon. Chances are there's nothing there, but we just don't know. So I'm just going to leave them where they are. There may be that they try to come around the side here. Who knows? It's anything could really happen. This has now been established. How are we going with our fuel? The fuel is going backwards in a big way. So we'll just go to this asset and we'll buy this one off them as well. So we just need to make sure that we have as much oil as we possibly can get. Okay, end our turn there. Now we shouldn't see this one go any further unless they secure this road. I don't often play the histories unless I think there's something important that may have happened that I missed. Yeah, they've come back through the other way. Yep, they've re-established that road, which does allow them to then do whatever they want to do in here. But we're going to get that road killed off with these anyway, ultimately. So again, I'm not super concerned about that one. That's fine. Got our mining assets now because of that, taking over that oil mine. Now we've got the, let's have a quick look at the replacement troops. Yep, we've got one extra armour. The buggies we had to replace, so we've got buggies. I'm going to go and redesign those. Actually, one thing we should do, if we don't actually have staff council task priorities, I'm going to keep that exactly where that is, I think, at this stage. Actually, no, we probably don't need that. I'm just going to keep both of those where they are. Keep the discovery down low, but let's go and get the custom formation types up a little bit more now.
Roger that.
Do that. And what we do want to do is talk to the Model Design Council. The Supreme Commander, I can't recognise who it actually is. So we get democracy +4, agree with the Workers' Council, workers hold a vote. So we want to always go pro-democracy. Actually, he hates that idea. Let's make a compromise.
Aye, aye, sir.
All right, militia commemorative plaque. We can make it extra fancy, which will make everyone a little bit happier. They're already really on side, so I won't bother spending the money on that one. Demand that the average soldier of morale. Yep, we'll accept that demand. This is coming from Isabel Wilkenday. And we'll have a quick look back now at the management screen. We're looking for the Model Design Council. This one here, Ripley Deepson, who is doing the technical work on the model. So we'll call her up, and we have a new model design that we want her to now go and create. We've got a few of them now, so we'll just go and click on OK. We want better armoured cars. We're now ready for the next lot of armoured cars, and we want better tanks. So we'll just come back into here. So the Model Design Council, I think we'll start with the armoured cars because I think we're going to be building some of those coming up fairly soon. And at the moment, I forgot which way we went. What did we do? We built upon, I can't remember which one we actually ended up doing. Just go back to the models and we go back to the buggies and go back to the overall design. So yeah, the Rover was the better one. We go back, yeah, they're obsolete. They still show up in the other list though, because we can still technically build upon them. So let's go and go back into here. So the recon buggy, we're going to build upon the Rover. And so we're still going to go with the high-speed machine gun. We're going to go with the 25mm steel plating, that's all we need, and just the light diesel engine. But there'll be a difference here. So we're not changing anything, but there's going to be some other changes that will then come, because there's been, and I'll show you when we actually get that one designed. It should only be next turn that we get that one, but it's interesting to sort of see the differences between them. And I can then sort of talk a little bit about that sort of design as well. Okay, these are now starting to sort of move forward. Now they go very, very slowly through the rough terrain. So we need to sort of move them across and up. That one up. Build a dirt road. Let's go back to movement again. And so there's something else in here that we just don't know where it actually is. Yeah, two in there that we didn't know where they were. That's interesting. keep them under control. This one here, now did it try to break out? Let's just go to the next battle. They hit this one, but they lost. So they had grenadiers and machine gunners. They tried to hit this one, and we did actually lose one of our armoured cars. They used tanks against that one. I thought that they might do that. Then we had a hit back through there where we did lose a couple of militia against these amorphous horses, but we did kill a fair few of them. And the whirlwinds, where was that? Over here. We did okay. We killed off a few rifle militia. And then they moved. That's all that there was. Right. This one is out of supply. I'd like to take that, but there's no screaming need to do it. There's nothing up there that there may be, but we don't really need it. We'll get food there next turn anyway. That'll be okay. Get them fed. This one here is doing well. So these guys have actually now pushed back, and we now are seeing that they've actually now got, like, there's a little thin strip of non-aligned forces now, where they've actually now cut all the way out to here. So this is actually a bit of a problem. So they may be actually trying to get roads established out to this side. So what we're going to need to do, I think, is to get another force. How much metal have we got? We could very well lose these very, very quickly. 3,800 in through here. I think we're going to have to set up another armoured car group. I don't think they're going to be able to move very quickly through here, but they are in a strong position to do some damage, particularly up against this, and we can't really get anything else back up that way. I might go to here, raise a formation, an independent battalion of machine gunners. That's only 500 groups back in through there. So we'll grab some of those, we'll raise that formation. So that one's been established, and we may even be able to pick up another one. Raise formation. Yeah, we can there. All right, let's do that. So we'll just get a couple of machine gun groups just to sort of control these areas out through this other side. Just using the existing networks. I may have even been able to put them actually on that location. Well, hopefully we won't need, we won't regret that, hopefully. Might move this one up as well. Now, back into here. We don't have to take this because that will end up starving. So we can ultimately take it on. We don't know much about these. If we have a look, this is all unknown. We've got fairly good recon on that particular location. What I can do is essentially leave it alone and just go straight after this and just keep on and just go along with the plan and just leave infantry back in behind. But we are going to have to get rid of it. Maybe we do it while we do actually have all the tanks right here. Let's just do these attacks while we can.
We're going in. Mission completed.
Just sort of put pressure on this road. Now we've got an attack there. Let's go take one of these in, one of these in. It's 7-1. Let's just see if that's enough to destroy it. There's a lot of tanks in here. Killing these off would be fantastic. Yeah, they're actually really struggling now with supply. If we should have this, no worries. Come on, stay and fight. Got them. Okay, so that road is now open, and we got rid of a lot of forces from that one. That means that we can now use the rest of the forces to keep on streaming forward now and take this location. And so we'll do exactly that. 12-1 odds. Let's just go for it.
Yes, sir. We're going in. Mission completed.
Got it. There's a lot of things in here that we don't need. We've now cut that road off again, but they'll come back for that one fairly soon. Let's just keep on. Now that's interesting. They've got a road at the bottom here. We need to keep this open. Let's go down this way and just keep that road closed. They're going to have to build another road down the bottom there just to sort of keep all of that running. Now again, I can move This unit sort of came in behind us all. Not that it really matters that much. At this point in time, it's keeping the pressure on. That's the important thing.
Yes, sir. We're going in.
Killing a lot of their tanks.
Mission completed.
Nice. Nice solid line of tanks there. We do have a little gap, so let's plug that gap up there. They're not going to be able to bring too much down that way. We've got a nice line running up through here, and they've got some bigger forces coming back up this side. Let's go and move that one up. We'll start to shuffle upwards. We're on the other side of the river. That will help us, and we're on this side of the river as well. This is the one area that we don't know about. Might just move this one up into there as well. Just keep that one on the other side of the river. It's the tanks that we want to be doing the damage with. And we'll just keep on gobbling up locations. That town. Now this town, we've just taken it, so we'll end up controlling that town. What else have we got in there? Nothing much else that can really sort of do anything, so let's just move these up and around. Just put more pressure on them. Actually does put the pressure on. We'll just move back again. We're going to have to now move back out. Again, I don't mind if that one gets away so much. But we've done a lot of good damage against their tanks, like a hell of a lot of damage, and we've now isolated all of these. They will build a road down here because they're not going to be able to break through these tanks. So that's working fairly effectively. It's really now just a matter of containment in the top, and we just don't have the forces to really build anything big. I would love to get another army group just to protect all of this, but we'll just patch it where we can. Put those garrisons in. These guys here can't do much. Let's just go up and gobble up these. That one really doesn't have anything it can do. Take that location. Nothing much that those armoured cars can do until we can somehow surround this. Again, I just want to get these borders established. So this is actually the one that we're friendly with, the Pigalar Imperium, right from the very, very start of the game. I think turn 1. So it's still going strong. There's no city there, otherwise there would be a road, and there is no road. So I'm pretty sure. Actually, there's a road there. I take that back. Yeah, that's their city way over there. Long way through there, though. Not worth going for. Okay, so we'll end our turn here, and we'll watch and see what the enemy does this time. So they've now taken big, big losses because of our armour group. And we're now going to have to start to sort of think a little bit about supply. In fact, I didn't connect that road. I should have connected that road. That's going to be a bit of a mistake. Yeah, they're moving back out and around. There goes the extra road that they just built. This is the road spaghetti that a lot of players don't like the feel of. Yeah, they're moving up into here. Killed 300 infantry and lost 10 tanks. Discovered metal deposits in Bismarck. Okay, that's good. Got Belch, which is not really doing anything. We've got the helicopter engine now. We found lightweight alloys as well, which does actually help us with everything. And we've got now the Rover 2. So we've got the next Rover, and we've now got discovered the model type, the light helicopter. I found operational GR weapons near Curzon in the Zone Bismarck. This allowed us to let our reserve recruits form the 10th GR Romulus. Okay, so that's another Galactic Republic group. And got a lot of decisions to make. I think what we might do is, we've now gone a bit over time of what I like to be spending. Actually, this is good. This is very, very good. Can we get in behind? We can't quite. Can't quite get in behind, but almost. We almost have it. Here we go. Yeah, these are like heavy tanks. I want to move them back across to feed everything else. So this is the Galactic Republic Romulus tanks. These guys are beasts, absolute beasts against armor. So I want to bring them back over to fight in the other side of the map. Now we've got this common border. This is good. We'll just keep on pushing back up, push them away from that common border, and we should be friendly with these guys now. So hopefully that relationship won't sour. And in the meantime, we can then just start to sort of gobble up these different units. Let's move them up. Get them across into the swamps and across that area. Actually, I can move that one into there. That's good. I'll leave that one back in the mountains. It's going to give it a bit more protection, and then we should be able to surround that one next turn and get hold of that guy. Now these, we still actually have some supply, but we don't actually have a road network. So I'm just going to go back to R, dirt road, just connect that one up. Now the contact down through this way is not important to me. So I'm just going to go back across and press T, which is the traffic signals. I'm going to allow pull points through there but block them all off. What I want is all of the supply to be running down along this particular road back the other way. So that's all good. We've got good industrial points. Let's have a quick look at our... we've now got the next buggy that we can actually sort of do. I just press M. I no longer need that one to be exposed like this, so let's move it back across to some of the others that are back over this way. It's actually still got one buggy that it missed in that last lot of attacks. This road is still technically cut off. There's another little town, or not a town, but there's an airfield back in through there as well. But you can see there, this front line is now collapsing because of the attacks that we've actually now done. So phase 1 of the Blitzkrieg has begun. We're now going to have good recon through there. We're not going to need all this road spaghetti, so what we'll do is we'll probably end up ditching a lot of, like we'll put traffic signals across just to really control the flow so that the tanks can keep on getting their supplies. Now we're going through a lot of fuel every turn. I think next episode we'll probably get to a position where we need to pause and just bring everyone back into alignment again. I've left this one back over here. He'll have to go back and fight in the west. This one here is just still sitting around. These are out of supply. We won't see what their problems are, but essentially they're going to be struggling pretty much from now on. Actually, this is not going to be good for them. They've cut that road off. I don't care. It's not going to worry us. The goal now is to keep on smashing these roads and take this. So we need to just keep on gobbling up these units, and if we can use these to do it, then we'll do it. So I'll move the dark red units up against that road.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we hit a big group actually in there. We lost a fair few. Alright, so there's a lot inside that one. And there may still be more up in there as well. I'm just, with 20 recon, I'm not going to risk it. Now they've moved into that position, that's okay. They've moved back away from the border a little bit. Let's just keep that where that is. And they haven't moved down this way. Let's just move the machine gunners up. Move that one up into there.
Engage the enemy.
All clear, sir.
Good. We've pushed that one into a position where it can't really escape. And we'll be able to ultimately then just get another force to take hold of this. Now that's a longish road, so there won't be much supply getting back out this other way, but there'll be enough. There will be enough just to feed the units that are actually out there. yeah, I think we're pretty much done for this episode. But we'll leave it in here so that the next episode we can then start to push forward again with our tanks. And we want them. We need to protect this road because these won't be able to move much once they're really out of supply. So we don't need to do too much with these. In fact, I'll just move that one across there just to make it difficult for it to move along the road itself. And I'm going to move that one up as well. I'm going to need to move more of them down just to protect this river line, because I would hate them to break through. Anyway, I'll do that next episode. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you then.